I'm not talking real loud because it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up and couldn't go back to sleep, so I said I'm just going to go ahead and make my father-in-law's chicken and dumplings. Whatever he wants, he's going to get, because Rhonda's going to cook it for him. But he gets well fed. Randy's daughter, Cassie, she cooks things for him, and I think everybody brings him food. He's well loved. But anyway, I fixed some po' boys yesterday and just about burnt my kitchen down. But I'm going to post that video. Randy said he should have videoed that part. It was a conundrum. But they were delicious. They were seasoned just right. We didn't put any hot seasoning in it, but he really liked it. So we'll be making that again. I've got some chicken getting ready to boil. I've got 4 or 5 thighs. He likes dark meat, and Randy's daddy, and 1 breast. So I'm waiting for that to come to boil. I've told you before, my stove is really slow. And I made some rolls yesterday. We were going to have that with our po' boys. And they didn't thaw out in time. I had made them from scratch. But they're in the oven. So they finally rose up. I'll find something to do with those today. But in the meantime, I'm going to chop up some onions and some celery to put in the dumplings. And then we'll get to the dough making. But I just wanted to share that with you and invite you into the kitchen today. Thank y'all for watching A Dash of Love with me, Rhonda. For those of you who don't know, I'm still learning. You know, this is all new. And there's a lot of kinks you got to get worked out. You know, your phone's going to fall over. Something's going to burn. You know, just everyday things. So anyway, I will be back. I just wanted to tell you what was going on today. Okay? I'll see you in a bit. Hey, I cut up a large onion, 2 stalks of celery. I'm going to saute those. And I wanted to tell you that when you're boiling your chicken, I'm sure y'all all know this, but some people may not. Sometimes it forms a foamy substance like this, and it looks rather bleh. That is, skim that off, you know, with a spoon. Just take and just skim it off. It's just coagulated proteins, and it gets trapped in bubbles when you're boiling it. They call it, and this is not a great word to use, but they call it scum. I guess scum comes in a lot of different forms. But just skim it off. It's not going to hurt you. It's a normal process when boiling chicken or meat. And that is about it with that. I'm waiting for it to get done. And then I'm going to rip it up. But I'm going to saute these vegetables, you know, get them tender. And then we'll get this thing put together. Okay? I'll be back. Thank you. Hey. I put, let me show you, some of this. It's really good stuff. There, I go with really good again. Put about a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of this in there, in my chicken. Then I put this that I tell y'all not to throw away. A celery leaf. I put one of those in there to give the chicken more flavor. And then to help my celery and onions to cook and to keep them from burning while I'm doing this, I add a little bit of that stock to this. And I put salt and pepper on that. You want to season each layer or each thing that you're going to add to a recipe. Okay? I hope y'all can hear me. I just don't want to wake Randy up. But got some buttermilk yesterday, and I'm gonna tell you what, that's the thickest buttermilk, and I'm glad, but it is thick as heavy cream. And on the carton it said real buttermilk. So anyway, we're gonna start with the dough, okay? I'm gonna lower you down. I hope y'all can see. Let me see if I can turn it this way. You might be able to see it better. Here's my trusty bowl. All right, I got about 3.5 cups of, you're supposed to use all-purpose, but I do not have any all-purpose, so I'm using self-rising. It's okay, it just might make a thicker dumpling, but you can try to roll it out thin. So 3.5 cups of flour, and then I put a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of black pepper, and a tablespoon of this powdered chicken bouillon. That'll give your dumplings more flavor. Now, I'm going to use buttermilk. You don't have to. You can use sweet milk. You can use water. You can use chicken broth. It's totally up to you. I've got about 2 tablespoons of Crisco in there. I like using the Crisco. You can use butter if you want to. It's up to you, but you got to have a fat. And I'm going to break this Crisco up into the flour. Y'all try this recipe. It's not hard to make. Anybody can do it. Don't let it intimidate you. You show it who the boss is. Yesterday in the kitchen, I was trying to get I have days like that. I was trying to get my stuff together. I hadn't had much sleep the night before. So you want it to look like there's little peas in there, see? I don't know what's up with the lighting lately in here. Okay? You just want to get it incorporated. And if it'll hold together a little bit, then you're doing good, see? That's what you want, where it'll just hold together a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot, just you want it to, you know, be like that. Now, if you're using all-purpose flour, let me turn this other light on. Hold on, y'all. If you're using all-purpose flour, you do not put in the baking powder. You don't have to do that. Just put in your salt and then your other seasonings and your fat, like your Crisco or your butter. Okay? All right. I think that light helped a little bit. Okay. Let me get a spoon. apologize again for my sniffling and stuff. This is about 2 cups of buttermilk. I may need more. I just don't know yet. And you have to work this dough. Don't worry about it. We're not making biscuits. We're making dumplings. So don't worry about overworking this, okay? If we were making biscuits, I would say be careful. We'll have to add some more buttermilk. Look how thick this buttermilk is. It was thicker than that. But I think since I've poured some out, I was able to shake it up a little more. Okay. You want to mix it up good, y'all. So we've got a really sticky dough. So I'm just going to add a little bit more flour. So it won't be so sticky. Okay. And see, we've got it like just a little sticky, but not real bad. You want to be able to work it without it sticking to everything. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna work this dough now. I took it out of the bowl and just put some flour down. And you just want to work it for a few minutes until it gets a little tough. Now, we're not making biscuits. If we were making biscuits, we'd go, better not do that. But we're making dumplings. And I've got a lot of dough here. You can cut this recipe in half. He likes a lot of dumpling, but I'm probably going to freeze some of it. It does freeze good. You just take off a hunk and put flour on it and put it in some freezer wrap or a baggie, and it freezes really good. So I'm just gonna knead this for a few minutes. Randy doesn't like chicken and dumplings. I'm like, that's just weird, because I think they are delicious. And the dumplings, when you flour them, and I found this out, you cut it out in your little strips, or however you do it. You leave a little flour on it, and it helps thicken your dumplings. That's what it does. And you want to do it until it's not so sticky. And what we're doing is creating the gluten, the fibers that make your bread stretch and hold its shape and all that. We're trying to develop that because we're kind of like making, it's almost like making pasta. They say that you can't overwork when you're making pasta. That's what read when I was doing some research on it. I'm gonna make some pasta. I want to do some fettuccine Alfredo. I've done that before, and it's very delicious. So I think it's almost there, y'all. Do it about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes. I love working with dough. I think it's so satisfying. My granddaughter likes to do it too. When she's here, I used to give her a, well, when she's here, I have given her a ball of dough and just let her sit there and mess with it while I'm cooking. She likes my taco pizza. My other video, when I made my pizza, Randy said it looked like a tire. I hadn't made pizza in a while. It was funny. We had a good time that day. It kind of did look like a lawnmower tire. Okay. See, it's ready. See? And it stretches some and all that. It's ready. Okay. I'm going to, got flour on my face. Wrap this up in some plastic wrap. And I'm going to put it in the refrigerator until I get ready for it. Give it time to rest also. So I wrap that up. And like I said, that's probably too much dough. You cut the recipe in half. I'm gonna put this under the description. I don't know why I have a hard time saying that word. And I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator and let it chill. And my vegetables, my celery and onions are still cooking. I got them cooking low, and I'll be back. Hey, so you want to put enough water in your pot. After you cook your chicken, you take your chicken out, let it cool. And then you take all of that broth and put it in a bigger pot. And then put enough water in it. But leave, I've got about that much room. So when I put my dumplings in, it won't, overflow. I haven't put my celery and onions in yet, but I will. But I did make some concentrate. The broth has a lot of flavor because I added this to the chicken also. But I'm adding a little bit of this, better than bouillon chicken, to about 3/4 cup of water, just to make a little concentrate. You don't have to do that, but I like to. And I'm just gonna pour it right in there. Okay. And I added some, still got some more in there. Okay, got that out. And I added the salt and pepper in there. Okay. So, we're gonna start making the dumplings. I'm gonna let this heat up. I want it, before you put your dumplings in there, it's gotta be boiling. You know, it's got to be really hot. But we'll get to that, okay? Hey, I went ahead and put my celery and onions in my pot, okay? With some celery leaves. Taste your broth. Make sure it's good. If it's bland, add some salt. Add some pepper. Just, if it needs some more chicken flavor, add some more of the better than bouillon. This is the best stuff in the world. Makes great gravy. They make it in all different, they make it in beef, vegetable. It's really good. There I go, really good. And this is good. My sister told me about this, and it's very concentrated. So just make sure you taste of it to make sure that it's, you know, to your satisfaction. I'm telling you, excuse me, adding the celery and onions, I mean, it just takes it to a whole new level. I have put carrots in it, little bitty cubes of carrot, but, excuse me. This is, he loves my dumplings. I like my dumplings. My sister, most people do. Randy just, as much as he loves bread, you would think that he would love the dumplings. But I'm just letting it come up to a simmer. Like I said, it's got to be boiling before you put your dumplings in it. Okay, we're going to get to making the dumplings, okay? Let me get my dough out. I'll be right back. I'm going to start off with half of this dough. I put the other half in the refrigerator. I may or may not need it. Okay? And like I said, you can freeze it. I always start in the middle of your doughs. Actually, I'm gonna do this first. I don't want more than I can handle it. We'll start off with a small piece because you want to roll it thin. And they don't have to be perfect, y'all. They really don't. As long as they taste yummy. I do mine into squares. It's kind of warm in here, so it might stick a little. Now you roll it as thin as you want or as thick as you want. Some people like a thick dumpling, okay? But remember, we're using this self-rising flour. If you were using all-purpose, it wouldn't rise like that. I've got a pan with some parchment paper on it so it won't stick. I'm gonna throw a little flour on it and then I'm gonna get to cutting. Okay. Took me 20 minutes to find this thing. Tell you. Make it in strips if you want it. You can even make it in little dumpling balls. I've done that. It's just whatever you want. Some will be big, some will be little. It's okay. It's just fine. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna lay it on my pan over here. See? Make sure you got some flour on it where it won't stick to each other. too big. We'll cut that one in half. Just make sure you got flour. You don't want too much, but you don't want it to stick. And I'm going to put this on this pan. And when I get it full, I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper on top of that and do another layer. But it's okay for it to be different sizes. It doesn't matter. We're not trying to be perfect. That's why it's home cooking, honey. Home cooking. But I guarantee you, you will love it. Guarantee it. I got flour everywhere, y'all. So I'm gonna finish this batch, and I'm gonna just keep doing the same thing. I'll be right back. I only used half of that dough. I'm gonna freeze the other half. When I put this recipe under the description, I will just use the half recipe. I'll cut it all in half because that's a lot. And then if you want more, you just double it. But when you cut out your squares for your dumplings or your noodles, however you want to do it, chill, keep it cold until you're ready to drop it in the pot. So the Crisco will stay, cold. It makes a better dumpling. I'm waiting for my pot to come to a boil. Go figure. And I got my chicken sitting here. Don't add your chicken until after your noodles get done. Think of this as pasta, or pasta water, because you've got to have all that extra room to cook those noodles. If you put your chicken in there now, then it's going to inhibit cooking those noodles. I'm sure y'all know that, but I thought I'd tell you. And I went ahead and put the celery and stuff in there. I told you that. See? It's probably about 8 cups to 10 cups of water in here. You want to make sure you got plenty of water. But taste the broth, like I said. You want to make sure you got enough salt. And I like a lot of pepper once I get my dumplings in there and cook them. I like a lot of pepper, black pepper. But it's not hard. It's just a little time consuming because, you got to make your dumplings. And if you don't want to make your dumplings, you can certainly use canned biscuits. You can go to the grocery store and get those frozen Millie Bees, let them thaw, roll them out, cut them out, or make little dumpling balls and throw it in there. Easy peasy. And it's good. It really is. So when this water comes to a boil, we will make some dumplings. Okay? Hey. It's finally coming to a boil. It's starting to. I'm sorry, y'all. Crazy allergies, I tell you. Once I start putting my noodles in, I may or may not have to add water. You just have to play it by ear. Okay. See, I've got 2 layers of my dumplings. trying to fix it where y'all can see. Okay. All right. And like I said, don't add your chicken until your broth and your dumplings are done. Okay. This is the slowest stove. Come on now. All right, I'm gonna start dropping these in. Smells so good, y'all. And don't stir it like a lot. Just try to keep your noodles from, or dumplings from sticking. It's like we're making pasta. Look there. Oh. I can't imagine Randy not loving these things. Just throw it in there in different spots. And the flour from the dumplings that you put on there to keep them from sticking will thicken up your dumplings. And you can use all white meat, all dark meat. Whatever you like. Whatever y'all like. They're just delicious. You gotta make it. All right, that's the first sheet. Now we're going to the second. He told me last time not to put so much chicken in it, more dumplings. Just move them out of the way to throw yours, other ones in there. You can make them as big as you want, thin as you want, thick. Now remember, I use self-rising flour because that's all I had. Just use what you have. So this is looking really good. Get some pepper. You just press them. You don't want to be rough with them. Just really easy. You don't want to tear them up. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. Let that simmer. And I'm going to put a lid on it. And just keep my eye on it. Okay? Leave the lid cracked just a little bit. See? Just a little bit. And be careful because it can boil over. You don't want it at a rapid boil now. You just want it moving, but you don't want it going crazy. And we'll see how that goes. I'll be back. Hey guys, So since I used the self-rising flour, was thinking that was probably why I shouldn't use the entire recipe, because they would probably puff up too much. But they did puff up. But I went ahead and rolled out the other half of the dough, and I put it in there. It made some big old dumplings, and I was scared I wouldn't have enough room, but I did. So we're just gonna keep the recipe like it is. That was the way I've always done it, but I usually use all-purpose flour. And if you use all-purpose, they won't be as fluffy unless you roll them out. Ooh, let me turn this down. Unless you roll that out, you know, really thin. Just depends on how thick you want it. Look at there. It's a boiling. It's either too much or not enough with the stove. Look at them dumplings. Now I gotta let them cook a little bit more. I'm gonna turn it down and just let it simmer. Goodness gracious. This stove is crazy. It's boiling on 3. Took forever on the high setting. Figure that one out. Go down, go down, go down, baby. I hope y'all have a great day. It is almost, well, it's 7:15. I've been in this kitchen since 5 o'clock, but I love it. I may go take a nap after this. I'll stir that gently. Make sure, you know, you get it all coated with the water. It's not hard, y'all. You just look at it like boil your chicken, take it out of the water, add extra water with some other broth or whatever with it, make your dumplings, or buy frozen biscuits, thaw them out, canned biscuits. That's what we used to do back in the day. And put it in the water until it cooks, and then when it's done, throw your chicken in it and put it in a bowl and throw some pepper on it. Good to go. Okay, I'll be back. Hey, you know, a lot of times when people make dumplings, they don't season their actual dumpling or their flour. These, oh my word, you make these and you're gonna be the hit of the entire family. Got some different size dumplings in here. I put the chicken in there. Look at there, y'all. Ugh. They taste so good, y'all. But they're almost done. And then I'm gonna put some in a bowl and taste it some more. They're really good. You gotta make it. It's not hard. Do it. I'm gonna put that recipe in the description. And please let me know if you try it. It is amazing. Hey y'all. Oh. Look at there. See that? They are scrumptious. Look at there. That dumpling. I got some small dumplings in there, big ones. But anyway, I'm not trying to make y'all hungry. But I am going to try it. It's still really hot. Y'all, you gotta make this. Anyway, it's so good. Y'all have a great day. Please make this recipe. If you got any questions, I look at my comments several times a day. Please like. Well, you don't have to like, but just please subscribe and share, please. And I really appreciate it. I'm still learning a lot, trying to, do better about things. But anyway, God bless you all, and have a wonderful day.